All right, so today we got a 2007 Chevy Impala. It's got a 3.5 liter in it. Came in on the hook. We just pushed it in. It's got a crank no start. So right away you're going to need fuel, spark, and air to have a vehicle run. So anyways, I hear the pump coming on in the tank, but that does not mean we have good pressure up at the rail. So we're going to start out by checking that. So we're going to take a look here. Going to get to our Schrader valve on top of the engine. Hold on here, get this opened up. So we've got a Schrader valve here, as you can see. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this pick I got in my hand here. We're gonna see if we got, we got fuel pressure up here. So that's a good sign. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean we have great fuel pressure, but we do have fuel pressure at the rail. I have yet to see a pump that actually has enough pressure to squirt out of the rail to not allow the vehicle to run. Which, like I said, I'm not ruling it out. Never say never. See something new every day, just about. But anyway, so we've got fuel here. We're going to count that as good for now. Obviously, if we have spark, we're going to revisit that issue. But the next thing we're going to check is spark. All right, so I've already done, the job of putting in my spark tester here. So what we've got here is just a Blue Point spark tester, cheaper one. But we got that plugged into our cylinder here and plugged in up here. Give me a second. I'm going to go crank the vehicle and we're going to check to make sure we either do or don't have spark. All right, we're going to go ahead and crank this over. We're going to check to see if we have spark or not. Nope. All right, we got no start. It's going to tell me we don't have spark. All right, so that's going to be our next issue we're going to tackle. All right, so let's hook back up. I can leave that there, I guess. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is verify our coil has power and ground. I always revert to the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So, like I said, before we just go winging parts at it, because at the end of the day, it's not my money, it's gonna be the customer's money. But before we go spending their money, I'm gonna make sure that we have power and ground to this coil, and maybe we'll find a spec on ohms, see if we can ohm it out, see what kind of resistance it has in it. But immediately, I'm going to guess we have some sort of power or ground issue to the coil. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a wire diagram, and we're going to see where we're at. All right, so I got my test light here. This does have a voltmeter in it, so you can use a conventional test light if you want to. Odds are it'll be fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the plug off the back of this coil pack here. So I looked up my wiring diagram. My pink wire here, I'm supposed to have ignition power on it. Our key is on right now, so we should have, in theory, 12 volts. We got 11.7, yeah, it's pretty close to 12 volts. There's probably a little voltage drop across the wiring. So we know we have power to here. The next thing we're gonna check is our ground. Also off the wiring diagram I had, this black wire is gonna be our ground. It's got black with a white tracer. So all we're gonna do, I do have a meter as well we're gonna use. So all we're gonna do is ohm that out and see where we're at. Make sure, once again, when you're checking these terminals and stuff like that, use some sort of back probe or T-pin, something like that, something with a very much finer point, because if you don't, you could spread your terminals in there, and then you're going to be really mad at yourself because you're probably going to create further issues than what you originally started out with, and then you're really going to be chasing your tail and scratching your head. So, all right, right here we got a meter. This is a Snap-on meter. I've had this a few years, works pretty good. But if if it's what you got, you can use a cheaper meter, no big deal. It'll all do the same job. Just, this is one I got several years ago in college. So, all right, so what we're gonna do here, obviously we're gonna ohm it out, like I said. We're gonna go on our volts, ohm, hertz hole in our common ground. Turn ourselves to ohms. Like I said, all we're gonna check is resistance in that ground wire. All right, so, my little headlamp here. Set that out of the way. So like I said, check for resistance there. I'm gonna grab that little back probe pin I had, if I can remember where the heck I just put it. Right here in a safe space. Guess what? It's right where I left it. What a surprise. All right, so we're gonna probe into here. I'm gonna hook a lead on. And heck, we'll go right to the battery ground just to see what we have for resistance. Oh, we have open lead. Oh well. So that's going to tell us we have a broken ground somewheres. Where yet? I don't know. But I'm gonna pull that up and we're gonna see where that ground wire goes. And I'll get right back with you guys. All right, so I pulled up on ALLDATA. It's my software I use in my shop here. And they said that the ground went to the front of the transaxle. So I do think we've got a problem here. It looks like somebody's been in here before. It looks like a yellow connector right here, round connector. And I do see a black ground wire here with a break in it. I don't know how well you can see that or not. My fat finger's in the way, but see that? That's broke right there. So that tells me that's probably our culprit right there. It's running right out of this loom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fix that up. I'm going to clean everything up right here, get rid of that broken wire, and put some sort of heat shrink butt connector on it so it doesn't get any corrosion in it, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got our wire all fixed up here. We're going to go ahead and try starting it. If it starts up, we're going to call that a win and kick that one in the butt, send it down the road. Yep, let me chalk that one up as a win today. So that was, obviously this video is going to be a lot shorter than what it took us to do. We got maybe an hour and a half of messing around with it. But anyways, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm sure the customer's going to be happy with that. All they're paying for is some time instead of me trying to sell them another coil pack. And like I said, that's the importance, I guess, of testing instead of just winging parts at something. You get a lot of stuff coming in that people have put a lot of parts in and end up paying a bunch more money for something way simpler. Anyways, thanks. Appreciate you guys' time. Hope this helped you out and everything. And yeah, like I said, hopefully to catch you on the next one.